Welcome to Tin Man Customs, and here's a look at an older custom that I did. He was one of my earlier ones, and this is of Transformers animated Springer, who was never on the show, but he was shown in a small little image in the Allspark Almanac. And I thought he would make a pretty cool looking character. I rather like Springer in the original series, so when I saw that drawing I wanted to create him in the animated toy line, and I used the animated Sentinel Prime figure as a base, but as you can see he's completely repainted head to toe, and he's got a completely new head sculpt that I modeled on top of the Sentinel Prime mold. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little better there. There we go. There we go. Using Fix-It Sculpt on his head, and ended up actually casting a mold of this and made quite a few copies of the head and sold it to some other folks on the forums. This is actually the fourth time I've made, this is the fourth version of this figure that I made, as there were a few people out there that commissioned me to make some for him. As you can see, this one's got a little bit of loose knee. I can fix that with some floor polish or nail polish. So here it was. He's got a spinny shield, which just using the shield from the Sentinel Prime mold, put it on a spinning blade He-Man figure, and so I could have that spinning. Made the black blade out of some styrene, removed on the Sentinel Prime figure he had the snowplow blade on the front of him, and I removed that off of him, and so there he is, fully painted. Changed up the bumper as well on the front of the truck, and I'll transform him here in a minute into his truck mode and we can look at that. And like I said, this is an earlier sculpt and mod that I had done, so might be some things I wouldn't mind tweaking on him. There's a little bit of detail in his head that wasn't there, like there should be some vents and whatnot on there, but not too bad. Might rebuild the head in 3D and get it 3D printed. Might be kind of cool. So I will get him transformed here and we'll take a peek at him in truck mode. Just a moment. Alright, so here he is in his pickup truck mode, and you know, he's a nice little green pickup truck. Has a little bit of the visible head syndrome going on. If I were to rework the head, maybe in a 3D print or something like that, might try shrinking that down a little so it would actually fit better up under the hood. When I made these guys, I have several animated figures that I've done, made them mainly to be displayed on my shelf with all my collection, but I do like them to always be able to transform. Might have to cut some corners on the transformation at times, and anytime I do one of these for someone, I always tell them, you know, when you hand paint a figure like this, it's they'll transform, but they transform very gently so you don't scrape up all the paint on it. So yeah, here he is in his truck mode, and the original Springer in the G1 toy line turned into an armored car and a helicopter. So the reason I wanted him to have the spinning shield was I wanted him to also have a pseudo helicopter mode here. So let me split his blade down the middle and get those set in there. They should go in fairly well, and you got an almost helicopter mode. So Need to put some more floor polish on the tip of this so it fits inside here a little more snug. I could have done that before I videotaped, but I was in here videotaping. So there's his regular mode and helicopter mode, or sort of helicopter mode. In my mind, he's got a helicopter mode. So that is my Springer. Let me get him back into robot mode real quick, and give me just a sec. And there we are back in robot mode. So there he is. Quick turnaround. As long as the blade doesn't fall out of his hilt, which is very likely because it needs to be polished up again so it sticks in that groove better. But there he is. And like I say, that's one of my first animated mods that I had done, and hope you guys like to look at it. If you did, hit the like and give me a comment. I would always be interested in hearing some constructive feedback, but feedback nonetheless. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit subscribe, because I've got plenty of other projects I'm going to be working on and reviewing. So thanks a lot.